welcome everyone to another episode of Eagle Review. That's not Tom Roach. Roach is down south in Manjimup, Margaret River for Border Patrol, spreading the word of footy with old Dean Kemp in the rural areas.
Nah, look, the word on the street is I don't reckon he is spreading the word to the local communities down south. I reckon he has gone to get acting lessons. Look, it's pretty easy to lob on a TV show like this, a web show with 30 viewers. But have you seen the performance that he chucked in on Eagle Vision on the weekend?
Shocking, wasn't it?
Let's have a look at that.
Yeah,
look, the word is Ross Glendenning's got in his ear and said, look, mate, if you want to share the big screen with me, you got to go get some better moves than that. So I'm telling you, he's off at acting school.
Matthew Jepp, everybody, welcome to the show. Yeah, it was a disappointing result on Monday Night Football. I hope it stays for good, just between you and me, that we have a Monday night fixture. But I certainly hope those performances don't stick around. We were heavy favourites heading into the game and were ran off our feet by a very ferocious Tiger outfit, ultimately going down by 45 points. It's left the senior coach wondering whether top four is well within the aspirations or if it's just to build your best football going forward.
We'd love to be on top of the ladder going into a final series. If that's not the case, we'll hopefully be playing our best footy and take it from there. Take what we earn later in the year. So look forward to seeing where we finish and what we can produce throughout the remainder of the year.
It was a strange game in the end. West Coast seeming to have complete control. Up until quarter time, they could have been 3 or 4 goals in front. And then Richmond proceeded to pile on the next 10 straight between the start of quarter time and the 11-minute mark of the third term. And with the result so lopsided in the end, you would have expected the team stats to be, swaying and in saying that.
Thumper, they were just puzzling stats. All the stats from the game. West Coast won more contested footy. That's a great indicator. That's normally great. There's only 3% less disposal efficiency between the two teams, and we're just about level on inside 50s. The Tigers were extremely good at hunting the man all night, but we ended up with more tackles. We won the tackle count 84-70. So look, they're normally key indicators that allow you to taste victory, and that just didn't happen for us.
Speaking of just bizarre stats, what about this one? How about the hit-outs? We've ended up having 81-27 was the total hit-outs. Nick Nah and Coxie over Marriage and Vickery. That's like Sandilands Fremantle stats because we ended up losing clearances by a handful, so it's quite confusing.
Yeah, I think Scott Burns and the midfield now have the challenge where the opposition ruckman and the opposition midfield are setting up just to read our taps. I'm positive that the midfield group have been doing work all this week to try and get some new structures, some new setups, and hopefully not be as predictable as we have been.
It's the right side of the fence you want to be on. You'd rather be way ahead of hit-outs because it's something you rectify. You can't teach your ruckman to grow or be more athletic in a week's time.
No, it's true. Remember those two, Nick and Coxie, last year? They were the All-Australian ruckman, and they were pretty much battling it out against each other to get the tap stat.
That's how competitive they are.
Exactly right.
Let's hope they remain that competitive for the remainder of 2013. While a few players were down on the weekend, there was certainly a number that could hold their head up high. Scotty Selwood probably had his best game for the season. His statistics read as this: he had 31 touches, 15 of which were contested, continued his strong display of tackling. He had 11, so he was matching the Tigers with his intensity. 8 inside 50s as well, so he gave plenty of supply. He did only go at 65%, so I'm sure he'll put his hand up and say, look, I can do better than that heading into St Kilda this Sunday.
Yeah, definitely. Look, I'm going to take a look at the forwards. I'm going to take a look at Josh Kennedy and Josh Shield. Both of them have been in great touch over the last month. JK's leading the Coleman, so he's obviously doing his job down in the forward. And then Hill, he hasn't got a whole lot of opportunity, especially in the last couple of games where the ball hasn't been down there that much. He's been a little bit starved, but when he has got near it, he's been taking marks on the run. He's been pushing people out of the way. So, look, he seems to the move across to WA has seemed to really re-energise Josh Hill's career. Both of them, they finished with 5 goals between them, and they looked impressive.
Got to be happy with that. Shuey and Marston had 27 apiece, and Matt Pritter's season-high 13 tackles was also very commendable on the night. Mitch Brown was also another solid contributor, another bloke that struggled to find his spot in the team with so many key defenders, but I thought he was outstanding until he got subbed off yet again for another freak injury.
Again, we'll stay on the bizarre path. It's the second time in 2 years that it's happened to him, and can you believe that it was last year in round 5 against Richmond,
freaky,
where it happened to him again, he had to get subbed out.
X-Files, get Mulder and Scully on.
Exactly, and we spoke to him on the podcast this week to find out how it all went down.
Yeah, well, last time I played Richmond, I played 30 seconds and got poked in the eye, so that's the first quarter, and came off for the rest of the game. So this time I managed to get through the first half, and then the first minute of the second half, got poked in the eye, I think by Edwards. and I went down for the count, and I knew what happened straight away. Couldn't see out of my left eye, and ran off the field, and I couldn't believe it. Just absolutely filthy.
Congratulations to Sam Butler, who's all set to play his 100th game. It's taken the small defender from South Australia 9 years to reach the feat, so after making his debut in 2004, it's been a long wait. Eagle Vision had a special piece this weekend coming up. Eagle Vision have a special piece this weekend coming up where we talk to him and a few teammates to find out exactly what they think of the Buttman.
Really need to celebrate this like a 200th. It's taken Sammy 10 years to get there, and again a great effort and one of my best mates, and it's terrific to see him to reach the milestone, and I know he's got plenty of good footy in front of him, which is exciting, and he's always good fun to have around the club.
God, I love Sam Butler. What do you love about him?
I love the passion that he has for his Premier League soccer team, Arsenal. Look, they've been battling in the last couple of years, haven't won too many trophies, so he lives out his dreams on the PlayStation and plays a truckload of FIFA, and he is very, very good at it. He's given me a pantsing before on one of the away trips. If you get near him and a PlayStation, there's FIFA there, watch out.
I love his sense of humour. He's just so out there with his mind. I've ended up coming across this interview with Daniel Kerr from a few years back. Check out his gold.
Some people, some of the boys started calling me Funkmaster Flex, just because they've seen me on Band Hero and Guitar Hero in the past, and that's my rapping name, so they're starting to give me respect I deserve there.
Who's your closest teammate?
Bo Waters, I'd have to say, would be my closest. I know you have an interview with him coming up, and if he doesn't say me, it's not him. If he doesn't say me, I'll say Josh Kennedy.
Who's your most annoying teammate?
Jeez, there's so many. I'd have to say Josh Kennedy as well.
Why Josh?
I love him and hate him.
Love and hate relationship.
Love
why?
and hate. Because sometimes when I pay him out, he gets all like deep with me. It's like, man, like we gotta stick together. We're freaking mates and stuff. And so I go back on it and try and then tell the other guy, no, it wasn't really him. I didn't mean it. But then when he does it to me, and it really hurts.
Critical game against the Saints this Sunday. So we thought for the very first time on the show, we'd see what the weather conditions are like and how it's going to affect the match. Over to Kirsty.
Thanks, boys. Well, after plenty of showers falling today in Melbourne, with the city expecting 5 to 10 mils of rain, the sun is set to come out and shine all weekend long. On game day, expect a mostly sunny day with a top of 16 and winds ranging from 15 to 20 kilometres an hour. Of course, this match is taking place at Etihad Stadium where there is a roof, so this weather report means absolutely nothing. Back to you.
Thanks for that, Kirsty. Pretty crucial report there. Looking ahead to Magic Moment now, I'm going to have to lock in JK's left foot snap. There weren't a whole lot of glorious moments in the game, but this one turning his opponent inside out, just slotting one through. Very proficient on his left foot, mind you, JK.
I am going to pick the umpire vision. It's the camera that the goal umpires have strapped to the top of their head. They went to the review system to see if Shannon Hearn had actually punched this ball through, and he had missed it by a country mile. So not only did the umpire have to deal with that, but look at how close his mate gets when he's standing there asking him whether he's got the decision. I'd be scared to make a decision if he was standing that close to me.
He's in his grill, looks like he's going to headbutt him. Let's get to the ins and outs of this clutch game. Sunday afternoon, it's a standalone match at Etihad Stadium. Let's look at the teams now. The ins, we've got Jacob Brennan reasserting himself into the lineup. Jamie Cripps, we've got Ashton Hams getting a recall for his excellent waffle form. Paddy McGinnity also. Blaine Wilson, could he play the first game for the club? Yet to be seen. The outs, big omission. Captain Darren Glass is going to miss. Wonder who's going to take the captain's armband. I dare say it's going to be the next bloke in line for captaincy after Bo Waters. It's going to be very interesting who that is. And Mark LaCroix with an arm, just giving a bit of niggle, wants 2 weeks off to repair with the bye. Last time we faced the Saints, it was round 8 of last year on Indigenous round. Got up by 30 points. Mind you, we were in probably better nick back then. We didn't lose 4 of our 6 home games and we were cruising. So need to rediscover some of that form. It's a tough road ahead. You've got the Hawks after the bye, the Bombers, Adelaide, Sydney, Freo.
Yep.
They're all top 8 teams. I want to hear your match winner for this important round.
Match winner, especially now with Darren Glass being out with that hip injury, has to be Eric McKenzie. He's going to be playing on Nick Rewalt. He's going to take another premium forward in the comp like he has for a year and a half. And he's going to have to really lock down on him. There's no doubt that Rewalt will be really, really angry at the way his side went out on the park last week, much like we will be the way we went out on the park. So it's very, very important that we lock down on him.
He's kept a number of forwards to good numbers this year, hasn't he?
Yeah, he has. Look, Drew Petrie, 1 goal. Rewalt from Tigers, 2 goals. Jonathan Brown from Brisbane, 2 goals. And Matthew Pavlich, no goals. So there's some seriously big scalps in that list there for him.
I'm going to lock in Andrew Gaff. I think everyone's well aware of the struggles he's had in 2013 compared to last year. He's averaging 6 less disposals, but it's important with our ball use from midfielders at the moment. He's probably the second best kick in the team, apart from Shannon Hearn. He uses the ball very well, and we're all aware that he'll probably get the tag again, but he's no doubt getting fitter and fitter, and it's important for a youngster to have plenty of confidence going into this bye. You don't really want him to have a quiet game, have a week off to think about it, then head into a massive clash against Hawthorn. So it's important he builds a bit of confidence and lets the cat out of the bag and has an absolute blinder this weekend.
Exactly.
That's about all the time we have for that. Thanks for stepping in, Matt Jett.
Not a problem. Thanks for having me.
John Tom Roach's hideous sign-off.
No, I hate that sign-off.
Excellent.